Hello and welcome back to my channel. Once again, the place where I review all my new pickups and talk about all things sneakers and streetwear. You can see a box. Let's get into it. Just going to take this open. And this was a sales pickup on a pair that actually dropped a few weeks ago now, but that I didn't pick up because of the economic kind of situation we're in at the moment, where I feel like we're in between eras where everything goes on sale all the time. We're not quite where we were there like a year ago, but we're also not really back into a full hype kind of situation. So basically what that means is you kind of have to pick and choose which pairs you want to pay retail for versus what you're going to let sit and go on sale. Whereas, you know, a year ago we didn't have that. So yeah, this was a pickup from, I never purchased anything from them before. Grinmore store. Comes with a nice little kind of like a little thank you type thing, and they have put in a few things in the box. So there's a Grinmore, like a kind of key holder, and it has a Jumpman on there, and then there's also one of these little kind of plastic bracelet type things. It's way too small for my arm, but yeah, Grinmore with a Jumpman as well. So just get all that out in the way. The box, like with all of the new Jordan 3 boxes, comes dressed in the colorway, and this is the Air Jordan 3 Retro Summit White Hydrogen Blue. I am going to make a comparison to another pair in the video, but for now let's get into the detail of this pair. So just looking through, you have the typical paper on with the Jordan 3, the typical elephant print paper. They should come with the green, with the little green logo thing to tell you it's a legit pair on the box. And this is the Jordan 3 Lucky Shorts. So this pair is modeled on Michael Jordan having a superstition of wearing his UNC shorts under his Bulls shorts, aka the reason why this is, they say hydrogen blue, a UNC type of blue. On here, and it represents that pair of shorts that he wore from his college days under his Bulls shorts as a professional. The colorway is pretty simple. It's mainly white, but then what they've done is done away with the elephant print down here, which I think is a nice touch. And then you have this more kind of sail on the midsole. Special features here, well, I guess it's not really a special feature, but a little bit different, is the tongue is like a super tumbled leather. I don't know whether you can kind of see that coming through, and I'll put some imagery in. If not, I'm just going to pull these laces out so we can get the tongue up a bit more. But yeah, the approach they've taken to the tongue is kind of pretty different to most other GRs. And also what they have done is put on the back here, hopefully that's coming through, you can see what would have been the tag on his shorts. So it looks like, yeah, like a clothing patch that says like do not wash and do not iron, which you wouldn't expect to see on a pair of sneakers, because I mean, obviously, why would you iron a pair of sneakers? Light blue Jumpman on the back. Yeah, the leather in here is like really soft and supple, which I think is a nice little touch. If you can see that kind of close up on this inside, I think it's a bit more, you can really see the kind of suppleness. Again, I'm not a leather expert, and I think some people will probably tell you that's a sign of cheapness. I don't know. Just getting a little smudge off them. But yeah, it's just a nice colorway, and a colorway that I kind of deliberately waited to go on sale. I'll ping up the sales receipt here. So I paid 25% under retail, which would have been about which was $150, $10 shipping, but they didn't charge me any sales tax. And I did a quick calculation, and I think that left me at about somewhere between 25 and 30% under what it would have cost me off of sneakers. I think it was 27.5%, somewhere around there, because my tax rate would have been slightly more than the shipping that they did charge me. But hey ho, in this climate, I'm not paying retail for anything that I think is going to go on sale, and I thought these were going to go on sale, so I didn't. Yeah, I'll insert a few close-ups kind of as we go through the colorway. I do think the last couple of pairs of threes, the tongue is like a centimeter shorter than it used to be, and it plays with my mind when these are not on foot. I think it's this and the black cement, so both felt like that to me. Slightly shorter tongue, and it's a little bit off-putting, but yeah, just to finish up the run through, you have that baby blue Jumpman on the back. You have a slightly lighter Jumpman on the tongue. The insole is white, if you can see that, with a baby blue Jumpman on there again. And yeah, this elephant print has all been done away with, which does look really quite cool. So I'm gonna do some close-up stuff in a sec, so I'm not standing on ceremony too long here. But next thing I wanted to do is compare these to the other UNC 3s that I have, so you can kind of see what those two colorways look like side by side.
A few moments later.
Okay, cool. So I mentioned I was going to do a comparison. We have here 2 different boxes and 2 different shoes, but I did want to show these side by side because I feel like a lot of what I saw pre-drop was people either saying, I want to buy the Lucky Shorts so I can give these bad boys a rest, or I don't need these because I already have these, or these are the poor man's version of these. So there was like lots of comparisons. And I do think actually if you kind of like just think about it in the simplest terms possible, white background, baby blue hits, white background, baby blue hits, yeah, they're pretty similar. But actually once you get into really any level of detail, there are numerous differences. One being that this shoe is obviously made up of cream and white, and there is no elephant print at all. Also, what you find on this pair, this brief period for some reason where they did this double stitch tongue, which I really, really like, and I don't know why they've stopped doing it, but you do see that navy on the background, which also is used on the upper eyelet, the lowest 3 eyelets, and the Jumpman on the back. The biggest difference obviously is the elephant print. One does and one doesn't have it. But yeah, they both have these special things on the inside of the tongue. So you have the shorts patch, like that little patch that you would get on there. And then this one says heart, and I think the other side says soul. This tongue is really stiff. I think it's one of the stiffest ones, and then this one is really, really soft. I mentioned the difference of the Jumpman on the back, and I'll put an image up here now just to kind of show them just as I talk through, so you can kind of see all this and not have me kind of moving around. But yeah, the quality of the leathers, I think they're probably pretty similar. The Lucky Shorts is just softer because it probably just made out of a more synthetic cut. But yeah, I personally prefer the UNC, but I did want to get these. I just was not paying retail for them. That was my only gripe, because I knew if I paid that retail, I was going to end up with like a pair that I knew I could have got for cheaper. Very similar to what I did with the Craft. I paid about $150 as well for those. So across the Craft pair, you could argue I don't need either, but across the Craft pair and this pair, that's over $100. Yeah, over $100 that I've saved across those two, and that's half of another pair, you know? So it's like simple math like that it just doesn't make sense. I think, yeah, for me, the tongue probably is the most striking bit on foot that will show the difference. One reason is this slightly lower length, and then the other reason is that this pair has that double stitching. You can't really detect the length here because this shoe's been worn multiple times and I've relaced it. This is still factory choked and has never been worn. But I will see if I can get an image to put here now, which kind of shows you them in a comparable light. Cool, so just gonna cut away and do some up close footage for just to close out the video, I guess.
A few moments later.
Okay, so here we have the pair up close. You can see here, the reason I'm bringing this so close is you can see the white to cream. I think that really kind of gives you the view about, you know, exactly how creamed out it is, because there's different shades of sail that you could have. Baby blue on the back here. It looks like the air unit is kind of just cream. There's no blue in there. You have the Jumpman on the back here. Just turn it that way so you can see it. And then on the other side of the shoe, again, that blue on half of the on the midsole, and then you have the Jordan with the Jordan, the inside of this little stamp and the lettering being that same color. I always prefer it when they do say if it was a blue on the letters and then a white or a cream in between to make it pop, but they haven't, so whatever. Really light blue, which is the same color as the Jumpman here, so another shade of blue, and then the rest of the traction pad, I think is the name of it, in the probably a cement gray. Yeah, and then you have on the tongue, so the eyelets at the bottom and at the top here, all in that baby blue color. Nothing on the middle bit here, which would have elephant print for the True Blue color blocking, but because this is this like special edition where they've used the suede, they don't have anything there other than the gray suede. I'll give you a slightly kind of up close view of that suede. You can see there's no stroke motion on there really. And then the tongue, so as I said, it's that lighter blue from the outsole, and then one of the main parts of this here is that clothing. It's like a kind of clothing item label that you would get at the bottom of a basketball shirt or basketball shorts. And you can see the washing instructions. The inside is all just like white with some tiny blue hits in there. I won't bother taking the insoles out at all, but yeah, with the leather quality, I feel like it is more of that synthetic. It kind of feels a bit plasticky, but it's one of those leathers that looks really good and looks and feels really good, but actually in reality is probably pretty subpar. But yeah, there is the up close and personal. Hopefully that kind of gives a view of all of the colorway and what it looks like. Yeah, back to the main review.
A few moments later.
Okay, cool. So now that we've done the up close, just a couple of bits to really finish off the video. So rating out of 10. I feel like because this is not adding a huge additional element, like in terms of style and color and silhouette to my collection, this is more of like I'm a Jordan 3 collector at heart. I have tons of pairs. The ones I really like, I'm probably just going to add to the collection. So it's more of that like collector mentality, but also a little bit to have that UNC kind of look without just kind of ragging those 2020, I think it was, UNC 3s we just looked at. Overall, I'd say about an 8. So it's the lower end. This is not like a shoe of the year contender, or I don't even think close. But I think for daily wear, I'm about to have to go back to the office. I think next week we have to go back to the office. So I am looking for pairs that like just look nice, can like fairly smart looking on foot, to get my rotation kind of back up, because I'm going from never actually having to wear shoes to having to wear them again, which is I think a good thing. But yeah, I'm starting to waffle now, but yeah, an 8 out of 10. I will, once I've actually worn them, I think be able to kind of give a bit of a better view. But yeah, 8 out of 10. And then just to close up, fit of the day, so I'll put the picture up here. So I have on the SB, the Pine Green SB Jordan 4s, the shoe of the year from 2023. Again, the THRT denim, I think it's the Fiji pair. It's my favorite pair. And then this t-shirt is the late bloomers 021. So not the essentials, but the line where they have the graphics. So you get this graphic again on the back. And yeah, because it has a little hit of green in it, and then the St. Patrick's Day hat. So yeah, wore this for the Titanic exhibition that I went to over the weekend. Well, actually, I'm wearing it right now. So yeah, it was a great exhibition. Kind of went for St. Patrick's Day weekend, which was great. But yeah, that's it for the video. Really, it's kind of one final view of them. Yeah, the Lucky Shorts. These will be on foot soon. So yeah, another video. Really enjoyed making. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching it. That's it from me. Over and out.